Hello everyone, this is Rajat Khatri, the founder of Happy Life Architecture. And today we are beginning all together a new series called Happiness Guides. Just like me, there are thousands and thousands of happiness coaches all around the world who are living with just one mission to make the life of other people better and let them live a happier life. So I thought, why not I join hands with all the happiness coaches, and together we can make this difference in our own cities, countries, and maybe continents. So today for this first interview, I have Sarah Ratekin. Sarah is based out of US, and I really like the kind of work that she has been doing. And one of the best things about Sarah is she has also endorsed my book. So, Sarah, first of all, welcome to this show. I'm so happy we could connect and we are talking live today.
Thank you so much. This is such a pleasure for me as well. Yes, my name is Sarah Ratekin, and I am a happiness coach. I'm also a corporate consultant focused heavily on bringing happiness into the workplace. I believe this is a mission we need to encourage people across industries and spaces to just find ways to create happiness in their world.
Sure. So, how does corporate they are accepting this happiness as a new field? Are they very keen about around this?
So in America specifically, this is a huge challenge. So everybody knows American businesses have a very strong image of strength in their leadership, right? And that's not usually a happy person. And actually, happiness in the workplace has seen for a long time to be frivolous or wasteful. But we know that the science actually recommends the exact opposite. Happier employees and happier people are more productive. They're healthier. They stay around longer. So yeah, it's a misunderstood but heavily important space for us.
Right. I know once, we were having this conversation in our office and my boss asked, what's the best way to improve the productivity? And I promptly said, make them happy. there's no better way than that. Great. So Sarah, how does your journey in this field of happiness, it started?
So I actually came across happiness coaching completely by accident. I was researching corporate ethics, which is not very happy. And I saw a TED talk by Sean Aker about positive psychology. And it's a very popular TED talk.
Yes.
And I just thought, this is so cool. I didn't even realize this existed. So down the research rabbit hole I went. And then I found actually Alex Carroll's Chief Happiness Officer Academy, and I was hooked. And so I became actually certified as a Chief Happiness Officer. And I'm just so delighted with the direction my career has taken since then.
Right. I love Sean Aker. I mean, the way he has that stage presence and the humor, he can just connect with everyone. And in fact, this is one of my goals, not probably for this year or next year, but I definitely want to come once to US or Canada and conduct one of his sessions. That day I'll be like super happy. Great. Thank you so much, Sarah. I think most of the people, they incidentally get into happiness because probably that is the one thing that everyone is looking forward to. And then they think that this is the field to be in. So great, awesome. And by the way, how are you managing all this happiness coaching during this COVID time when there's a lockdown and the corporates are not working? So is it still happening?
It is. And actually, it's interesting. I think the quarantine actually highlighted just how much unhappiness was already existing.
Exactly.
And so it created more opportunity to have those conversations.
Great. So are you having all these like online sessions now with the corporates?
Yes.
Great. Wonderful. I'm pretty happy to know that because I think in most of the other parts of the world, companies are focusing more on, the bottom line is impacted, the revenues are impacted, the job cuts and things like that. So at least there's some country which is still thinking that, no, let's, at least work on the mental well-being or, overall development of the employees. So great, awesome to know that. Right. So now that you are a happiness coach, and I think there would be so many principles that you would be implementing in your life. So what is it that makes you happy every day?
So one of the things I think people overlook is sleep. We really need to get enough sleep in our lives. And I'm astonished when people say, I can work on 3 hours sleep. No, you can't. Right. So finding ways to get more sleep is super helpful. And then also connecting with nature, whether it's just stepping outside and getting some fresh air or admiring the birds or whatever it is, any way you can incorporate nature into your life, it's a benefit to you.
Right. So a few more things other than having a sufficient sleep. Yeah.
Yep. So I also think there's intense value with networking with other people who are interested in creating happier spaces.
Right.
So I belong to a number of groups where people are focused on either humanity as a group, like more humane interactions between people, or happiness coaches. Obviously, there's a chief happiness officer group, so we hang out regularly, or just people who are interested in positivity. I think there's lots of ways to look at happiness, and it doesn't have to be happiness, right? It can be
Right. Right.
intentional positivity in your life. So
Exactly.
I think that's a really big value also.
Yes, yes, yes. I think the way you said it, that you have to be in that group of people or that group of influencers, and many a times it's not even important to be like face to face. Even if
Nah.
you are listening to them on YouTube, and the best channels that you watch are all those inspirational leaders, you will feel you are connected to them, and that is, I think, one of the best ways to keep your momentum high throughout the day. And in fact, I would love to suggest this to all my viewers, that rather than spending the time in watching all these negative news, or spending a lot of time on social media, or just sitting at home and fighting with your family members, best is spend some time either calling up a friend who really makes you happy. I mean, he really has that nature, or you talk to people like us who are like the happiness coaches, or just go to YouTube, search for the word happiness. You will find millions and millions of videos. Just watch 2, 3 of them for 15, 20 minutes. You will see a lot of swing in your mood, right? And you will feel much, much better. So great, Sarah. Thanks for highlighting these 2, 3 points. Awesome. So any suggestion that you would like to have for all the viewers, that especially during this time, when everyone is going through so much of a tension and stress, what is the one principle of happiness or one activity that every day they should do, irrespective of whether this time will stay like this or will change over time?
I would say they should look up laughter yoga. I think in America, this is relatively unheard of, although I know other parts of the world have embraced it wildly. But we know that there is incredible benefit to laughing, both physically and emotionally. And if you can't find a way to laugh for yourself, then just find a laughter yoga group. They're online now, and wholeheartedly engage with that. It'll change everything about your outlook.
Right, right, right. No, that is awesome. I think you're talking about Mr. Madan Kataria. He's the one who started it. The day I heard about him, and he's an Indian, right? So ideally Indians should be knowing about him. But I was very surprised when I talked to so many people, and they said, "Oh, we don't know. There's something called a laughter yoga. We know there's a yoga. Laughter yoga, what is that?" And then, of course, there are so many TED Talks also around the same field. And I just love that concept, that fake it till you make it, right? Those 90 seconds, just laugh without any reason. And your body will accept that as a new habit, and you will feel good about it. By the way, we are still living in one of the best times when, we have so much of TikTok videos or good comedy movies, comedy serials. In India, there's a person called Kapil Sharma, who's known as one of the best comedians, stand-up comedians. And we have his shows coming every weekend. So everyone has that access to those things. So why not watch these kind of a stuff rather than looking at all those negative news around the pandemic and how the world is coming to an end, or how the disease is it's spreading around millions. So great. I just love that point. I think you have just given the best suggestion that you could ever give. That go and enroll for the laughter yoga. Awesome. Great. Sir, I think the next question that I would love to know is, now that you've said that you have taken so many of corporate trainings, and, you have talked to so many happiness officers, and you are in group with them. So any one experience that you really want to highlight, where you said that, that person was really very unhappy, but because of all these conversations or the coaching or the guidance, there was a tremendous shift, and probably his life just got changed because of that.
Absolutely. So I actually had a client who came to me because they were just unhappy with their life. They didn't know where to start, and they didn't have any we didn't have any good goals. They were just a miserable people. And so we talked about how you can actually actively change your paradigm. And I think so often we feel stuck. We feel like our life is stuck. We can't make we have no control over things. And like right now, I cannot make coronavirus go away, but I can choose how I interact with my life. And so through a series of exercises, we worked on goal setting, we worked on paradigm shifting, we did a ton of work with positive affirmations, and about 9 weeks into our practice together, they came to me and they were just all smiles. They're like, I woke up today and I felt good about my life. And I was like, yes, this is why I do what I do.
Right.
it's
Right.
not it's not magic, it's neuroscience,
Exactly.
but it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. And, I have similar experiences, and I really feel so good when at the end of the day or after the end of the workshop, which lasts for a few weeks, or, the complete course that I give, which lasts for maybe a longer duration, people come back and they drop an email to me, or they send me a message saying that, this was really helpful. I think this is something which was missing in life. And it's
Hmm.
not that they have to invest something. It's just, as you said, the mind shift, right? And now you're looking at all the good things that are happening to you. So, and great to hear that story about this gentleman. And as you said, that 9 weeks, I mean, it's okay. Some people really take 1 week or 1 day to change. There are people who take around 6 months to change. But
Sure.
eventually, if you have that intention that I want to make my life happier, and I think it should start from me, right? I need to be happy. Then only I can probably make my family happy, or my boss happy, or my wife happy. Because boss and wife, they are the like biggest challenges to make them happy. Right. So Sarah, other than being a chief happiness officer and coaching, do you have other digital products through which you are actually, guiding this world how to be happier?
So I do. I speak quite often to social organizations or
Great,
business women.
great,
I try to get this word out as much as possible. So I've spoken to college classes. I've spoken to youth groups. I think anywhere there's an opportunity to have the conversation, and I
yeah,
think the younger the better. I love the
yes,
idea of speaking with teenagers or young college students, because before they get those bad habits in place of seeing the
battery,
world as a miserable place, we can change their direction and how they approach life. And if they have
right,
that sense of agency, they're better off, and they're going to have a much more positive experience in life going forward. And that's awesome.
right. No, I think in that case you're doing it perfectly, because even I've experienced that especially the students who are in
Mhm.
post graduation or graduation, I mean the college or universities. Yes, they have this they have a very high depression level, right?
It's huge. Yeah.
Probably because maybe that either they are not clear what they want to do in life, and they just chose that field because someone just guided them, or they thought that this is the best industry to work in. And slowly and steadily, as soon as they get into the corporates, and then you have that your goals and the targets, that's when you realize that, okay, I wanted to be someone else, but I am now working in this field. So yeah, writing them, and in fact, I personally feel that this should be a compulsory subject in the schools and colleges now.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
So I think it should all start from very young age, where we can guide kids how to practice the laughter yoga, or some kind of a mindfulness, or maybe a gratitude journal. So these things will really do wonders for them, and
And
that
I do
is
see
how. Sorry,
a
continue.
lot. No, I'm sorry. A lot of families actually are starting to do family gratitude jars
Yeah,
and do it as a
yeah,
family activity. And I think that's beautiful.
exactly. So great, awesome. So Sarah, what's the one motive that keeps you going? So what is that one intention that you say that, okay, this is my mantra, and that is what I want to achieve?
So I believe that people need to find their own happiness. I cannot make somebody else happy, but my goal is to help people create the spaces around themselves where that happiness can just blossom organically. And
Right.
if that happens, I've lived a good life.
Great. So, okay, so with that aim, you are actually in contact with so many people. And as you said, you are a speaker. So you get that opportunity to, in one go, talk to so many people. Great, great. And have you seen this kind of experience that, especially when you conduct, say, a paid workshop, people there are more sincere versus when you are doing something for free? Then you see that even people think that, okay, yeah, it's just a free class. Let me just not just get connected with that. Is that the case?
What's funny, actually, what I see happen, so people come to a paid workshop who intentionally come, they're
Yeah,
kind of on the right track already, so I'm
yeah,
just boosting them along. What I
exactly.
love is when people come to a free workshop, usually for the lunch or something, right?
Yeah,
And yet afterwards they come to me and they say, I was really skeptical about this. I thought
yeah,
this was going to be just some hokey fairy dust, but
yeah.
this is awesome. And you can see that spark of
Yes,
interest,
yes,
and
yes.
to me that's super.
Of course. No, that's true. Even I had a very similar experience. I conducted a workshop, and I started saying that, okay, please rate yourself out of 10 on how happy you are. And everyone was saying 8 and 9. I was like, yeah, they're already at 8 and
Okay.
9. How can I make them even happier? But
Right.
then I found that, probably their definition of 8 and 9 was something different. Once they were part of this workshop, then they realized that, at the end of the workshop, also, our score is 8 and 9, but I would want to change my first score that I gave in the morning. I think that was 6. So, yeah, okay, nice. I think in that way, probably the Indian market and the American market, they are, because everyone is a human. So it's more of a
Right.
human psychology. That's why the things are working like that. Great. So Sarah, if any of my viewers or whosoever sees this video ever want to connect you, what is the best way to get connected with you?
The easiest way is to just come to my website and hit the contact box, and that's happinessiscourage.com.
Oh, nice. Happinessiscourage.com. In fact, it is a courage. So do remember that. Right. Okay. So through that, they can just connect with you directly.
Absolutely.
Great. Great. Sarah, before we end this conversation, I just loved every part of this. Any final thought, any final, trick that you want to share with all the viewers?
I would say if you're finding yourself not feeling happy, that's a good sign that you're out of alignment with something in your life. So
Yes.
take a minute and honor that and do some reflection and think about what's going on. It's just a warning sign. It's not a death sentence. So consider where you can find those improvements and then make a plan and do it.
Right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sarah. As you rightly said, you just need to think. If you think, I'm very sure you will get an answer also. And the problem with the human man is we think about so many other things. We never think about ourselves and what about the most important thing. Right.
Absolutely.
So before I end this show, I actually want to request everyone to please visit happinessiscourage.com. Get connected with Sarah, or you can just visit Happy Life Architecture. That is my website. Slowly and steadily get connected with the happier people in life, and you will see just by having them in your life, you will start feeling happier. Right. Thank you so much, Sarah, for being on this interview. I just loved every part of the conversation. And there are actually a few good learnings for me also, which initially I was not doing. But now I need to make sure that, laughter yoga, yes, I'll start it from tomorrow.
Awesome.
Right? So thank you so much. You have a lovely day. And I'll be keen to have you again on one of the shows. But
I look forward to
not
it.
not in the near future, but definitely we'll have you on board. Right?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. You have a lovely day.
You as well. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.